Good time zones, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to a brand new season of the Full Send Super Speedway series right here on the Racers Elite Network, powered by iRacing. Once again, this season, you guys have to. I am so sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen, but the main of chaos, Dakota LaRue, is with me here once again. And Dakota, one man is what everybody is looking at, and that is going to be your defending champion, Kensley Smith, in that number 15 Chevrolet. What are your thoughts on this season, and what are you expecting? Who's going to be where by the end of the season? Yeah, definitely. We've definitely got a lot of drivers coming back out into their own. So it's definitely going to be very interesting to see how all this here will end up shaking out. Um, but let's go ahead and run down onto the track and catch up with a couple of these drivers. Jonathan, starting with Jonathan Stidham in that number 42 machine. You know, at the near the end of last season, he started becoming to his own, and he's gotten really good at this restrictor plate stuff. Um, God, who else out there has been really like showing up the last half of the season? Yeah, yeah, definitely. He's definitely had his struggles in the number 28 machine that, but you're actually seeing the 96 right here. Um, but he's definitely started becoming into his own here, especially on these super speedway races. So can't really complain too much about how his season was turned around. And I think we're going to see Barry Nelson in victory lane this season. You're showing Haviline. That's not what I'm seeing. Barry Nelson. Hang on. Let's hit that up one more time. Okay, because I'm showing a black number 96 machine. Now the oh, you're talking about on the deck lid. The deck lid, I see it. There it is. No, that's the deck lid. The back of the truck is the back part of the truck. Okay, so we're not going crazy. Just about 3 minutes. Yep. You know, let's go ahead and bring somebody up here real quick. Mr. Metler, it's Mike and Dakota up in the booth. You got a copy? Matt, we are coming into a brand new season here with the Truck Series. What's your plans for this season, and what's it going to take for you to get a championship? Yeah, give me just a second. Apparently, my audio for Discord isn't picking up anything. What the? That, yes, yes, you have. All right. You know, it works every other time. Let's try this again. Let's go here. Let's go. All right, boys. You guys got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
There we go. Now we got it. All right. So I know I'm going to have you ramble it again. What's it going to take?
Well, Mike, thanks for having me up in the booth. First and foremost, I think it's going to take a lot of help from Lady Luck up above these plate races. There's so many unknowns, the proverbial big one. So that's key. You're going to have some help from a higher power. Second of all, you're going to have to know how to navigate through the treachery on the racetrack. You're going to have to know how to find the that parting of the Red Seas, if you will. You're going to have the cojones, the lug nuts to drive through the eye of the storm at times to come out the other side. That's something that I've figured out about the past 6 months that I wasn't doing previously. It's really helped turn those DNFs into top 10s, top 5s. And, getting back to what I said previously, you're going to have some consistency. Being able to finish these races is a big part of the formula, especially in this SS package, or specifically this series. The competition has always gotten better, so I always try to refine my craft to be better. And lastly, I want to win this thing, man. Come on, I'm fired up. It's Friday night. It's Racers Elite. It's prime time, baby. Let's go.
All right. Well, we are now getting ready to grid up, Matt. Good luck tonight. Let's have fun. All right, buddy?
Thank you, sir. Have a great call up top. Hopefully, I'm talking to you when this thing's over.
Yes, sir. Let me go ahead and throw you back down in the correct channel. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Matt Metler, driver of that number 311 Toyota. Well, it's that time again. We're going to go racing, but first, before we do that, let's go ahead and head down and take a look at our starting lineup for tonight's event. Starting on the pole, driver of that number 08 machine, Steve Sizemore. He will be joined by rookie Blake Veakin in that number 18 machine. Dwayne Drummond in that number 41, and Richie Joplin will make up row number 2. Row number 3, Jonathan Stidham in his number 42 machine will be joined by Joe Bonner in the number 53. To his outside, Jack Kelly in that number 36 machine. He'll be joined by Terry Fennell in that number 50 Grizzly machine. Dana Ryan in that number 49 machine will be joined by Murricati's driver Robert Morris in the number 21. Ryan Warp and Timothy Eisburn will make up row number 6. Row number 7, Kirby Wayne Scott will be joined by Austin Sale. row number 8, you got James Foster Sr. with Matt Miller to his outside. Barry Nelson and Ronald Piles will make up row number 9. Row number 10, Brett Bray will be joined by Aaron Roth. Number 11th row, Stephen Luttrell, Andrew Teft to his outside. Kensley Smith and Mike Fudge will be making up row number 12. Row number 13, Steve Castle will be joined by Curtis Ecker. Row number 14 will be Trevor Fettig rounding out our 27 truck field here at Talladega Superspeedway and Dakota. It's about to get on like Donkey Kong right here at Talladega. Brand new season, a few new faces, and pure carnage awaits these drivers at the end of this 75 lap feature.
I wouldn't say pure carnage, but I will say we should have some pretty solid racing today. I would like to note though the track temp is like in the hundreds, so it's a pretty hot one today, and we're gonna hope and see if that'll allow this outside lane to work even better here. As in the trucks, they typically work pretty good on the outside.
Yeah, it's definitely a hot one out there today. Steve Sizemore, Blake Beacon will bring the field to the green flag, and we are green flag racing for season number 5 of the Full Send Superspeedway Truck Series. And right now, both drivers, they're holding on pretty strong. Really good start here for both of them as they head up here into the back straightaway for the first time.
I want to point out Richie Joplin doing a really good job on that restart to get to the back bumper of that outside lane to be able to push him down the back stretch to potentially drop down for the lead.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm pretty sure it's happy birthday to Richie Joplin again here on Racers Elite. So as of right now, Richie Joplin and Blake Beacon, they will clear the double wide racing. And here comes Steve Sizemore in that 08 Chevrolet. He's now right behind Richie Joplin. As I say that, he's going to sneak up to that middle lane. He's going to jump up in front of Joe Bonner. Right now, everybody is nice and easy as they climb up through the banks here of Talladega.
And I won't be surprised these guys try to get single filed out here pretty early in this thing and kind of ride around for a little bit. As you know, the points, there is no stages in Racers Elite, so the points only come at the end of the race, and you definitely don't want to store your truck too early.
Yeah, definitely. And that's one thing that a lot of these drivers really have to be paying attention to as they are, circling around this 2.66 mile racetrack. It's a very long track. This is a very long race, so they've got to really definitely mind their P's and Q's, and they just got to make sure that they give everybody enough space. Steve Sizemore now working on the outside here of Blake Beacon in that number 18 machine. He's trying to make it around him on the outside there, but he kind of just stalled out there on the exit of turn 2. We've got one lane trying to make something happen back there, and that's going to be Barry Nelson in that number 28 machine. He's trying to make a third lane work, and he's got Kensley Smith, your defending champion, right behind him. And right in front of them, they now have that number 3 machine of Austin Sale. 3 wide.
Oh,
go ahead.
I do believe Barry Nelson did switch to the 96. It might not be updated in here yet. I do know on his other vehicle he has switched to the 96.
All right. So brand new number for Barry Nelson this season, and we're only working lap number 4 now, ladies and gentlemen, and we are now 3 wide here on the back straightaway here at Talladega. We got one car who decided to dip down and fall back. That's going to be Dana Ryan in that number 49 machine. As those four trucks on the outside, they are hauling butt on the outside there.
Yeah, definitely hauling the mail at the moment, but I'm very surprised we're seeing three wide action this early into the race. Is last season was mainly kind of taking your time and seeing if you can get a good finish, but they're wanting to lead laps here.
Yeah. So that outside lane's starting to fall back a little bit here, but as I say that, here comes that it was that Joe Bonner in that 53 machine. He's going to climb high in front of Austin Sale, and now Austin Sale, he's going to try to push him around the outside 3 wide.
A middle line not having but three trucks, they're doing a pretty phenomenal job here at the moment of trying to maintain using that side drive from both sides to keep him up there.
Matt Miller, he will abandon that middle lane and he'll fall fourth in line on the inside there. So Matt Mattler, he's up 9 spots from where he started. And Kensley Smith, he's up 14. So we all know Kensley and how good he is here on restrictor plate racing. So he's definitely the guy to beat this season. And let me tell you what, Blake Beacon, I think we may have a champion in the making out of that driver of that number 18 machine.
Very well possible, as we've seen him near the front of a lot of events we broadcasted over the past few weeks or months here.
Yeah, definitely. And he's rocking a new paint scheme this season so far. Normally we see him in a black pink sponsored Toyota, but right now he's got a different paint scheme on his race car. As we get a better look, it's going to be a camel toe. Get a hold of camel toe for all of your towing needs. And just look at that outside lane, just absolute power move right around the outside. So Steve Sizemore, he will take over the race lead. And Joe Bonner, he's looking to move up fully here into that second spot. Not able to do anything with it just yet. And I don't know if you saw that, Dakota, but man, that 3 truck was absolutely loose going through 3 and 4.
But it got an absolute really good run there. As it looked like, I think the 08 possibly tried to come up, do a little bit of a block, but he went around him there as well. Kinsley Smith pushing that 300 Austin Cell with everything he's got right now, trying to keep that outside line momentum going. This has been absolutely phenomenal since the start of the race. But he might need the 96 machine of Barry Nelson to get up to his bumper a little bit here. That's going to take me a little bit of getting used to. I'm so used to him being in the other number.
Yeah, the 28.
Yeah, I had to go look and see who it was for a minute again. So looking at YouTube chat here, we got a Let's Go Osborne. And do a little check on him right quick. He is currently running P19, but keeping his truck clean, possibly trying to get to the end of this race here. Oh, some odd movement coming out of the inside line. 53 gets shuffled out. Looks like the 18 is going to be trying to take over that spot from him.
So far, they're all racing really respectfully all throughout this entire field, even running 3 wide. And, this is something that we don't see every Friday night, is them able to actually hold 3 lanes. As we see Jonathan Stidham up top in that number 53 machine with Robert Morris in the 21 behind him, you know, both that middle lane and the high side are both actually working very well today. And so I think we're going to see some really good tight racing when it comes down to just about 5 laps to go.
Oh, yeah, but I mean, whenever we had those free races, I believe last week, these guys were driving like this, so we know they can hold the 3 wide. It's just not typically how you see them race these super speedway races. There's a lot of strategy involved in it, and most of the time it comes down to saving a little bit of fuel or staying in the back to try to avoid situations or something like that. But they're absolutely giving it their all today. You see the 08 trying to move up the outside line and absolutely killed it.
Barry Nelson at number 96 machine. He's looking for the race lead. No, he's getting a really good push here out of Terry Fennell in that number 50 truck. You know, Terry Fennell, he's also another driver that has really came to life at the back half of last season. And he really had some really strong finishes. So I think we're going to have to keep our eye on Terry Fennell as well in that number 50 truck this season.
And honestly, it's starting to look like the outside lane is where you want to be here. I'm still surprised people are dropping down to get to the inside at the moment, because I do believe we should not be coming up on the fuel window yet. I kind of like to see somebody stay up there and actually just continue to lead the outside, see if more people would come up there, and it kind of be the reverse of what we normally see at these super speedway races, where everyone's kind of bottom feeding, as it's called.
Yeah, for sure. You know, that... See, now it's tough because, you know, in a lot of these races with these guys, you know, you want to be at the bottom, so I think it's very strange for these guys to be wanting to be up high, and so just out of, you know, the repetitive movements throughout the last season, they always made their way to the inside lane. And so I think it just comes natural to them to want to do that. So now these drivers having to, you know, switch their gears and say, all right, now we can run the high side. Let's see what we can do. As you see, I think it's Matt Mettler taking to the high side going 3 wide.
Looks like the 08 trying to keep down there really low to stay out of the way. Kinsley Smith coming up to the middle here. Possibly help out that 08 machine.
Yeah, Matt Miller absolutely got bogged down on the outside lane as the driver of that number 41. Who the heck is the 41? Is that Richie?
Must be the wrong number there. That's Blake Beacon, and the 18s would have shown me. No.
Yeah, because Blake Beacon's in that yellow 18. Steve Sizemore to his outside. Is that Dwayne Drummond in the number 41 machine? Let's find out. Ready?
What possibly could be
Yes,
here.
it is. Okay. So Dwayne Drummond, he's in the 41. And our little time scoring thing, he's actually should be in the 27, but no worries on that aspect.
No big deal.
Yeah, no big deal. It just catches us off guard just a little bit. Now we just adjust to it. And now we move on. But now we have 6 cars in that far outside lane, led by by Brett Bray in that number 6 machine. And the last car to be up there is going to be that number 36 machine of Stephen Luttrell. He's trying to push that outside lane as well. But right now, there's really no movement in either lane, so I think they kind of all stalled out for the time being. You know,
we've seen races like this before where, you know, the high side works really good early, but then it dies out towards the middle of the latter half of the race here, so could potentially be getting kind of wore out a little bit up there, as the pushing just doesn't seem to be working. 53 try to hop up to the outside lane to potentially catch the momentum of that, and it's going to cause a big shuffle down the middle. We are currently 4 wide.
Yeah, that's just absolutely crazy on what these drivers are doing. And that sixth truck looks like he's going to get stuck to the outside here, as he has that 21 machine now going to go ahead and pick him up.
Matt Mettler leading the charge on the outside line here. See if they're able to get him up there. And just like that, all the momentum on the outside lane is they just made up a lot of positions coming down the backstretch. Almost completely even with second place at the moment on the inside line.
Yeah, definitely doing this track is definitely being bipolar today. You know, we can't figure out exactly what the track is wanting to do, so it's been pretty much a guessing game this whole time.
Because now the outside line and the inside line are side by side. And is Matt Mettler going to stay up there and try to bring the 41 machine with him? Dwayne Drummond. They got 2 trucks clear, potentially looking to get 3.
Yeah, and Matt Mettler, he will take over the lead points in this race, as they will race here through turns 3 and 4, back to down the front straightaway, as he's got Dwayne Drummond really pushing him good here on the tailgate, trying to get him to keep him out front here, as that middle lane starting to come back to life. But Matt Mettler will lead this lap as we work lap number 18 here at Talladega.
I was thinking he was going to hop up there and try to block that outside lane, because it kind of looked like he thought about it, but the outside lane not even completely on each other's bumpers yet, and they're still, you know.
Woohoo! That 66 machine just absolutely got sideways. Or is that 68?
I believe that is the
68. Ron Piles, he absolutely just got shoved hard down the back straightaway, and he got very, very squirrely. There you go, that makes more sense. As we're running on the deck lid here of Kensley Smith and that number 15 machine. And just look at these trucks just dance around here on the back straightaway from all this airflow.
Man, where I've changed some of my graphics, I can see like the heat coming off of the track, and it looks absolutely insane when you're zoomed out a little ways.
Yeah, for sure. I want to jump back here towards the back and pick up here with Steven Luttrell in that number 36 machine. He's kind of just faded out, kind of just relaxing back here. You know, but not only he's back here, but you know, we also got Andrew Teff back here, Trevor Fetzig, Dana Ryan, and James Foster Sr. They're all just hanging out here in the back of the pack. You know, I think they're waiting for something to happen.
That is very true. Is these are kind of the guys you kind of see towards the front near the end of the race after things pop off. And they're really good at what they do. They're racecraft, and this is a complete, you know, some people like to race and be near the front, and some people like to sit in the back. It's just two totally different strategies. Sometimes one pays off better than the other.
Yeah, definitely.
It's really all going to depend where the wreck breaks out out here. But outside lane is finally starting to fade back here as we're working lap 21 out of 75. Steve Sizemore back to the point again, able to squeeze his way around Matt Miller up here in the front. And no sooner than I said that, here comes the outside line with a huge charge down the backstretch.
Yeah, and
This track just doesn't want me to be right.
yeah, and it's all being led by that number 3 machine of Austin Sale out front, as he is now getting a really good push here by Brett Bray and that number 6 machine. Oh, Brett Bray, he's going to stay high here through the trial. That's not going to help that inside lane whatsoever. I'm not sure what's going on with that 6 machine, but he jumped to the outside, and now he's going to fall back to the end of this outside lane here.
And I am hearing that some people are coming to pits this lap, so be ready for that as we're getting ready to come into 3 and 4 this time. I'm seeing the drivers stick their hands out of the windows. We're coming down the backstretch here.
Yeah, it's going to be very busy here down on the pit road. Alrighty, here they come. Got a good handful here. Oh, one truck is absolutely back in the grass. That's going to be, I believe that was Mike Fudge in that number 2 machine.
Went back and took a look. It seems like Mike might have locked his front brakes up, but was able to get in without hitting the cone, I believe, to the pit road.
Definitely really good news there for him for sure. As you see this handful of drivers now pulling out.
And I believe we're about to have some more takers this lap as you see a bunch of the leaders coming down.
Oh yeah, back it down, guys, back her down. You know, it is so hard to go from, 180 all the way down to 55 without speeding. It's definitely a very stressful situation. But as of right now, this is actually more than half of our drivers now who just all pitted down all at once. And let me tell you what, that was such a beautiful thing that these drivers just did. I love it.
And just in case you're kind of new to oval and you're more from the road side of things, the brakes on these oval cars are nowhere near as good as they are in like the GT3 area, anything like that. So it's a lot harder to get them slowed down from that mile per hour to make it into the pits.
Yeah, these restrictor plate vehicles, they're not meant to slow. As we do have one driver around, that's going to be Brett Bray. He's sitting back here on the back. Oh no, this is turn 4. He's just sitting down. Oh, now he's finally got it refired. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened here. I'm gonna go back here and take a look, see what happened.
I think that was turn 1 coming out of the pits.
Yep. Ah. Yeah, and then he just stalled it. Definitely a very unfortunate there for Brett Bray, as that's going to put him all the way in the back of this field, as we see your race leaders now coming out of turn number 2. And it looks like our first group here is group of 3. Steve Sizemore, Kensley Smith, Austin Sale. It looks like Kensley Smith is actually trying to get himself and Sizemore away from Austin. But that draft is just that good, and that's just going to bring Sale right back up to them. And then we have the next group of 5-ish. Here, just about 20 car lengths, maybe 30 car lengths, and they're probably going to catch up here to this front pack here very shortly. let's take a look here. We currently have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6 different packs at the moment. As you guys see right here in this shot coming down the back straightaway. You know, we're about to find out how many trucks work better than another set amount. Because remember, your front leaders currently are 3 trucks. Yeah, they're slowly gaining on them.
Yeah, honestly, I'm surprised at how long this is taking for them to get caught up here.
Yeah.
But it looks like they picked up, maybe they've gotten a little bit more grouped up here, and Austin Sill's kind of hanging back in that 3 machine, which isn't really giving the most effective draft up here for the top 2.
Yeah, definitely. So there is now less than a second between 3rd and 4th. So that means Drummond in that number 41 machine, he's going to start pulling up right to the back bumper of Sale. And now he's got to decide if he's just going to stick it right there or he's going to try to pass around the outside. And it looks like himself and Mettler are going to go. And so will the 2 behind them of Bonner and the 96 of Nelson. They will go ahead and try to run around the outside here for the race lead. And right now it's a 4-on-4 race here for the race lead. That pack in the back, they are slowly starting to catch who is it back here? Ron Piles. I'm sorry, Timothy Eisberg. So Robert Morris, he's leading this last pack. And they are slowly closing in on the 3 or 4 drivers in front of them. So, you know, as of right now, as long as all these drivers sit here and, you know, they stay single file, stay nice and tight, they should have no problem catching up to those trucks in front of them. And then if they, you know, keep it all nice and tight and tucked all together, they may be able to try to start making a run here on your race leaders. But as of right now, it's not looking like it.
Yeah, and I was just about to point out, you know, it's pretty odd that the 2 small groups got a faster pit stop here. We're able to get kind of grouped up. Now they're racing up here for the lead, and then the biggest pack, which we thought had pretty good pit stops, ended up falling so far back.
Yeah.
You know, typically when it comes to super speedways, the bigger the pack it is that you have coming out of the pits, the better advantage you have. But just something possibly went wrong there during the pit cycle. Cost them some time. Maybe they took tires or something, and nobody else did.
Yes, that's definitely very possible for sure.
Already lap 30 out of 75. This race is absolutely just moving along, and we got potential here. As you know, on the watch the other night, we went flag to flag without a single caution. So
yeah,
quite possible we could have it again for another season opener in the Super Speedway series here.
Yeah, it's definitely very, very possible as we are coming to complete lap number 30. And we got one truck stuck to the outside. That's going to be Barry Nelson in that number 96 machine. Let's go ahead and jump back here to this tandem back here of Richie Joplin and Ryan Warp. They're not really going to be able to make much progress with just 2 trucks. Let's jump back here to Kirby Wainscott and Andrew Teft. They do have Jonathan Stidham and Timothy Eisberg. They're slowly but surely trying to gain on the 2 trucks in front of them. But they got a whole pack of cars right back behind them of just about 5 or 6 cars back. 6 cars, it looks like. And this pack here, they're definitely... oh, it's actually an 8-car pack. Yeah, so they're going to definitely start to eat up these cars in front of them for sure.
Yeah, it's that 45 and 89 are kind of just sitting ducks at the moment. 100% agree with that one.
Yeah, definitely will have to
But
agree.
uh, up here in the front, things have gotten single file out here for the most part, and everybody kind of just relaxing, possibly even trying to maintain their gap here. So they're sitting in a pretty good spot right now. Not really pushing, I'd say, super hard, but getting enough to get the job done.
Yeah, I'm watching the difference between themselves and Joplin. It's kind of just mellowed itself out right about 7 seconds. Um,
Thing I can say about Racers Delete, they will find a way to get the whole pack back together in
oh
most
yeah,
cases. And once they do, we're going to be right back to side by side, even 3 wide action. We might that might be what even causes them to get caught up here.
yeah, definitely. You know, they do got that one truck to the outside there, so that is hurting their airflow amongst all the front cars, or front trucks here, I should say, as they will come back down the front straightaway to complete lap number 33. But yeah, so we're definitely quickly approaching the halfway point here, probably in just about 3 laps, I think. We'll be crossing over into the halfway point. So based off of when everybody came down, they will need to make at least 2 more pit stops if it were to stay green.
Yeah, I'm assuming so as well. Unless they can stretch the field out a little bit here and make it about a 1 stopper.
Yeah, the trucks, you know, that could potentially make it on just 1 more stop is, you know, the likes of, you know, Stephen Luttrell, the 311 of Matt Metler, you know, Joe Bonner. They're all lifting.
It's still going to be a pretty hard save, though, as they probably were saving the first round here. I would imagine a little bit as well. But we will see. It'd be nice to see at least two more green flag stops here.
That front pack is actually still pulling away from the second pack.
That's not what the second pack wants to see there. They might have to get something settled out and see if they're able to get some kind of time game figured out. Maybe might need someone else to lead the group other than Wayne Scott. It could be a potential issue. Maybe him and Andrew Tiff just not clicking really good on the pushes at the moment.
Yeah, well, with Wayne Scott out front, you know, that will move Stidham back to that 12th spot. You know, so this went from a 2-truck tandem to 6 trucks. So they might be able to start to settle down the distance between themselves and the front pack, but it's going to be definitely harder for them to do that. But that third pack, they're leading by being led by Robert Morris. You know, they are getting on those 6 trucks in front of them. It's not fast, but they are doing a good job at slowly closing in that gap.
If they are able to get attached to that 6-car pack there, they're definitely going to catch up to the leaders, as that's just going to be too many number advantage there for the leaders to really overcome. But still sitting in a pretty good spot, as you said, about a 9-second gap out towards the second pack. And I believe that third pack's only about 4 seconds now.
Yep, they're just about 4 seconds now. Well, yeah, let's not look at that view. As we ride on board here with Barry Nelson, that number 96 machine. Going to jump back here to Kirby Wainscott now. He's the leader of the second pack. And then we're going to jump back to Robert Morris, the leader of that third pack. You know, they've got the sight of that second pack in their eyesights, but looks like they're just having trouble, you know, pulling up to them. Stephen Luttrell in that number 36 machine. He is currently sitting second. He's getting a really good, he's pushing really good on the back bumper of the number 08 machine of Steve Sizemore. You know, these two have been working really well together. Everything is settled down. I think this is the most tamest Friday night that we've had in a very, very long time, Dakota.
Yeah, that is very true, but I'm gonna go back here and take a look. It seems like something happened. Try to get another look at it.
Yeah, take a look at that. If it's worth going back look at, we'll go back and take a look at it as well.
So, did you go over what happened with the leaders there? Sorry about that. I zoned out for a second.
No. What happened with our leaders?
It looks like the 41 had a random checkup, like he hit a brick wall, and he got checked up into, I believe, Matt Mettler, which caused Stephen Luttrell to get out of line as well, down on the apron. It's lap 38 on the backstretch.
Lap 38 on the backstretch. Hi guys, just ignore this. Lap 38. Taking a look here at Matt Mettler in that number 311 machine. Oh! Wow, he got like major sideways.
Yeah, it's like the 41 just hit a brick wall all of a sudden.
That was weird. Let's see if we can get a better view of this.
I do believe we possibly have some people going into pits right now as well, but we'll go over that in a minute.
Yeah, so that is weird. I don't even know what to say about that. Definitely something that I haven't experienced.
That looked like something you see in NASCAR Heat 5 or even NASCAR 25. Someone would lag kick and throw you backwards, but typically don't have stuff like that in iRacing.
Yeah. Alrighty, so from the sounds of it, you said that some drivers are possibly coming looking for a big road here the next 5 laps.
That's what it sounded like, unless I heard it wrong over the radio.
Yeah, but it looks like some drivers came down a lap 23 and some drivers came down lap 25. So they're definitely coming up here on their pit windows here within the next 8 laps. So it's going to be very interesting to see how all this is going to play out.
Yeah, especially with what just happened momentarily ago, kind of messed up this front pack here, I'd say, a little bit, as they did lose a few cars. I mean, Matt Mettler, one of the people involved, dropped all the way back to 13th. The 41, or the other guy involved, I don't even see him on the track at the moment.
That would have been The 27.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no,
27 falling back to 14th here.
yeah, I'm looking back at Dana Ryan and that number 49 machine. They are currently 13 seconds back from your race leaders. But they are not running single file, so this is not going to help their cause to try to catch up to your race leaders. So that second pack is actually looking like they have actually gained some time. Last time I looked, they were just about 7 seconds, but now they're looking at coming up on just 5.5 seconds now. So the second pack is definitely gaining on your lead pack. And if there's anybody out there, while I'm thinking about it, that is running the 12 hours of Bathurst, right now, you guys, good luck for your race teams. And those of you that are running it from between now and the end of tomorrow morning, you guys all have good luck with your races as well. Hope you guys do well.
I didn't race with my team this time, but I will give them a shout out, Grease Monkey Motorsports. Hope they do well in their little ventures at that track. It started out pretty rough, absolute parking lot on the first lap, as it typically happens.
Yep, and I could probably just about pinpoint where it happened.
Yeah, in the kinks. We'll call it the kinks.
Which kink? There's like 7 of them.
All of them. All of it was stopped. Almost everybody but the leaders stopped.
Yeah, I definitely know that feeling all too well. Oh, we got Dwayne Drummond and Matt Metler down here on pit road.
Yep, got the leaders coming in this time as well. Steve Sizemore, Stephen Luttrell, Joe Bonner, Austin Sale, Barry Nelson, possibly Kirby Wainscott. Nope, Kirby staying out with Andrew Tiff, Ryan Ward, Jonathan Stidham, Richie Joplin, and Timothy Osborne.
Alrighty, so second round of green flag pit stops have now commenced. We're sitting at just about 30 laps to go. And these guys can go approximately 24 laps. So these guys will probably need to duck down on pit road at maybe one more time.
Well, I'm thinking if they can make it to lap 50 somehow, right?
Yeah.
If they pit on lap 25 and they can make it to lap 50, then they should be able to go to 75.
Oh, yeah.
But it's going to be very close here.
Yeah, I know that some drivers absolutely hate the fact, of fuel mileage racing. As we see our race leaders coming down. Andrew Teff getting the truck a little bit squirrely there. But he was able to woe it down his pit speed. And let's take a look here. I'm absolutely loving what I'm seeing so far. Nobody's gotten a penalty for speeding on pit. So far, so good all around for all these drivers. As your race leaders are now going to start to roll out of the pits. But here comes your new race leaders. Steve Sizemore, Kensley Smith, and Stephen Luttrell in that number 36 machine. They all are going to take over your race lead. And yes, they have pitted already, so these guys they're going to have a pretty decent lead here on the rest of the field, it looks like.
Yeah, I'm kind of believing a couple people are going to short pit here potentially and try to get the pit stop done as early as possible. That way they can also take a small amount of fuel here.
Yeah, definitely.
As you know, with the way it's been looking, 24 laps been the first we've been able to go, and we're currently getting ready to start lap 49. So, not seeing any potential way for them to make it to the end unless they just save superbly.
Yeah, they're definitely going to have to save big time if they want to make it to the end, as we now have 27 laps to go here for round number 1 of season number 5 for the Full Send Superspeedway Friday Night Series. Again, Kensley Smith, at driver of that number 15 machine, he's looking to go back-to-back in his seasons. Good time racing so far. This top 4, they've done a phenomenal job, or top 3, I should say, have done a phenomenal job at, keeping everybody at bay. And real quick, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go over some chats here in Discord. Charles, or Richie, how's it going? Let's go Ryan Warp. Let's go LNG's Power Sports, number 5368. We can't hear the broadcaster. Well, you can hear me, I believe.
No, I think that was earlier.
Yeah, that might have been earlier with you. Yeah. Let's see. Shaco LLC. Let's get it done, eyes burn. Shaco LLC, how you guys doing over there?
Look at that. Leaders picked up a little bit of a straggler. Got a 4th car up there now.
Oh yeah, that's definitely going to help their cause for sure.
Yeah, and I mean, that second pack is not really catching them all that much, honestly. So, these top 3 here might be sitting in a pretty good spot coming to that last pit stop.
Yeah, definitely. As we jump... Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, what else would you expect out of Kinsley Smith in that 15 machine, though? We said it all last season, one of the best pushers in the league for a reason. And I mean, he's making a 3 to 4 car pack work for him now.
Yeah, I mean, and they're still gaining, separation between themselves and Joe Bonner back in that number 53 machine. It was at just 3.7 seconds, not even half a lap ago, and they've already brought it up to just about 4.5 seconds already. So they're definitely doing something right, this front 3. So it's going to be very interesting in the last 24 laps.
That 3rd pack back, that's about 7 seconds, is not gaining a lot either. They're kind of, I'd say they're gaining maybe a little more than the front 2, or the 4th and 5th place is losing here, but until they get hooked up with 4th and 5th place, they're really not making up that much time.
Yeah, just hanging out right about 7 seconds back. I mean, you've got Teft and Wayne Scott, teamed up here, so we know that Andrew Teft, he knows how to push drivers towards the front. So it's very possible that we very well may see this 5-pack here catch up to Bonner and Sale. But then from there, they've just got to keep themselves nice and tight and, work the air correctly so that they can try to catch the race leaders. I just wanted to give an update. Blake Viken in that number 18 machine, he has gone down one lap. That's who that car that or that truck that they picked up.
The good thing is, if a caution does come out, he's in the perfect spot because, I mean, anyone else goes a lap down is going to have to follow a line behind him.
Yeah, for sure.
My truck race the other night, I lost the draft, and every time the pack would go around me, I'd try to suck up in the draft, and they just blow right past me, and I'd lose them again.
Yeah, it's definitely very difficult. You know, the best thing, honestly, you know, if there is just like four trucks like what we're seeing now as they make around their way around Mike Fudge in that number 2 machine, you know, is you force the race leaders to go around you outside. They're going to come around you, then drop back down in front of you, and you're actually gaining speed at that point because of the draft in front of you, and that will actually give you an opportunity of not dropping, you know, out of the wake of, you know, the draft there.
Yeah. Definitely helps you get speeded up a little more depending on how long they wait to drop down. But just, I guess I just get unlucky sometimes, is what we'll say there. As I had a very bad race that day.
I mean, do you ever have a good day? I'm kidding.
I mean, where did you finish in Daytona 24 again, sir?
Hey, let's not talk about Bruno.
Not 5th place or better? Okay, didn't think so. Got him.
As we take a look here, riding on board with Steven Luttrell in that number 36 machine. Just look at that 36 degrees of banking here at Talladega. You know, that's just about 3.5 stories high. You know, from the bottom of the track all the way up to the wall. You know, like I said, that's just about 3.5 stories high.
Looks like we potentially got some cars looking to go another lap down here. I believe it's going to be Robert Morris and Steve Castle.
Yep.
Sorry about that, Steve.
Yep, Steve Castle and Robert Norris there. Yeah, they've definitely dropped back a lot, and, you know, that right there, as you guys saw, coming out of turn number 2, that's where your race leaders are, so they're not that far behind. But, yeah, that second pack finally caught up to Joe Bonner and Austin Sale, but they're still hanging out just about 7.2 seconds back. They're not gaining any ground, so this is not looking good for the rest of the field as we have 19 laps to go, coming to 18 this time by. And now the question remains, Dakota, do they have enough fuel to make it to the end?
I don't think nobody does here, but I will say these front 3 trucks are sitting good right now, but if they pit and these lap cars don't come in with them, they're going to be kind of sitting ducks for 4th, 5th, and back.
Yeah, definitely. All right, let's jump back here to this second pack, which is being led by Joe Bonner in that number 53 machine. Kind of a little bit of a checkup there. I got out of the trial, which caused the 98 of Andrew Teff to fall back one spot. Do you know how frustrating it is, you know, being able to see the race leaders in front of you, but you not gain on them. As it looks like Kirby Wainscott's had enough of the 53 being out front. He's going to try to make it around the outside here to try to make a run around Joe Bonner. And looks like he will go ahead and be able to get around him, but he's not dipping down just yet. I think he's going to wait for Andrew Teft and Richie Joplin to get clear as well before he makes his drop. And there he goes. And they're going to leave Ryan Warpin, that number 45, all to him lonesome self on the outside. So it's going to be just easier if he just falls back and jumps in line here behind that number 3 of Austin Sale.
Well, I will say all that shuffling did cost him about a half a second there to the leader. So we're going to see if it's worth it and they're able to make it up here. As we are currently 16 laps to go.
Yeah, still flirting with 7.6 seconds back from your race leader. So it's definitely died out here for sure. Not exactly sure what these drivers that are here in the back can do at this point. But now they still got to think, one more pit stop for a top off. Because, I think we discovered, no one's going to be able to make it the rest of the way.
I won't say no one. I've been proved wrong before, but I'm finding it very highly unlikely. Yeah, these front three with these 2 lap cars are doing a phenomenal job at the moment. I mean, honestly, I'm very surprised these bigger packs are not gaining any more than they are, especially the 11th place of Drummond in that 27 machine. He's got a pack of, I believe, 8 to 10 cars with him?
Yeah. Oh, onto the apron. That's going to shove Sizemore up, and that's going to slow down that front pack there just a little bit, as that second pack went from 7.7 seconds all the way down to just about 7.6 all the way down to about 7.1 seconds at the moment. And they're still actually gaining, so that big bobble there out of turn 2 last time by, that just cost them almost a full half second there.
Yep, and that makes up the time they spent getting Kirby Wainscott up to the lead there, as they lost about half a second. So if they're able to continue that momentum here, they do have a shot to get caught up to this front pack, but they're really going to have to work very good.
Yeah, for sure. This has got to be an incredible feeling here for Kensley Smith. Coming out here, moving up, 21 spots, to finish back here in the top 3. Pretty much picking up where he left off last season. So he must be feeling really good right now in that number 15 Napa Auto Parts Chevrolet. But Steve Sizemore, he's had a rough season last season. And him leading the race at this moment, I believe he's led the most laps, I think. So this is definitely a really good day for...
He's been in the lead almost the entire time.
Yeah, so I believe this is definitely a really good day for both Steve Sizemore, Kensley Smith, and Luttrell in that number 36 machine.
Yeah, and I'm calling it now. If this race goes green the way it is and that second pack continues to not be able to catch up to them, I think Steven Luttrell is going to win this thing today. That's going to be my call out there.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we're still coming down, 11 laps to go this time by. We still got 3 trucks at the end of the day that could still win this thing. Now the question will be, do they play it smart and just finish as they are? Or do they take that chance? That's going to be the question.
Hey, if you're coming out of the last corner, man, I mean, if the other people are still a pretty good ways behind you, they ain't going to have no time to catch up to you. I'm hearing some talk about fuel in the chat here, so potentially going to see pit stops here very shortly, very shortly.
All right, so that's something that we're going to be looking for next time by ish, as we will come down to 10 laps to go.
I will say, I think most people are going to come in around 4 to 5 laps, but potentially be looking for the people near the back to come in soon.
Yep, this second pack is now down to 6.7 seconds back, so they're definitely gaining, but they're not gaining fast enough. You know what, Dakota? Shut up.
6, 7.
You know what?
Oh, hold on. I see a
Oh,
300 machine.
we now have a
Change
caution.
everybody's plan.
Who brought out the caution?
That would be Sale on that 300 machine. I told you
yep.
I seen he had a meatball.
Oh, yep. Definitely something happened to him. Let's, for sure, we're gonna have to, let's see if we can do it this way. Nope. Let's keep going back.
Looks like a little bit of contact between him and Ryan Warp coming through the triangle here.
Oof. Really hard hit there for Austin Sale in that number 3 machine. But luckily, he's got a fast repair.
Can I be like NASCAR and say, you know, this is a great time to bring up that Dale Earnhardt died about 25 years ago from the same type of contact?
Yeah. I mean, and you know, we've said this time and time again. You know, luckily this is a simulator. You know, I not to say that you can't get hurt, because, you know, I've sprained my wrist in a incident at Daytona. I know somebody who post race was just had his hands up on the wheel, and he got slammed from behind and he broke his wrist. So luckily, you know, this is all a simulator, and so we don't feel these hard freaking impacts. You know, so luckily for that. But yeah, the way these cars are built these days, you know, especially in this day and age, you know, a lot of it stems thanks to that Earnhardt crash. You know, a crash that was very simple and basic turned to be absolutely numbing.
So I just want to say Blake Beacon getting his lap back here, and the reason why I brought that up is because all during the Daytona race they were bringing it up, which I understand, big event and all that, but it was just a non-stop topic that was talked about, and it just happened to be a good time to bring that up there, unfortunately.
Oh no, Kensley Smith overshot his pit stop, so he had to back up, and it looks like he may. No, he was able to get out here in front of the 36. But Steve Sizemore, he still came out in front of Kensley. I apologize for cutting you off there.
Oh, you're fine. I'm just very surprised we had a caution 8 to go. Unfortunately, Austin Sale there, not able to drive under his own power, had to stop and try to tow, and it just brought out the caution.
Yeah, unfortunately, you know, as a driver, you know, when you try to start moving, and unfortunately, you know that there's just no way you're going to make it back, so you don't got a choice.
So, I'm looking at it here. This is going to shake things up. We still got, quite a bit of people on the lead lap here. And anything is possible. I've seen people be able to drive from the back to the front in just a few short laps. So, everyone going to be all stacked back up and grouped back up together. I think a lot of world of opportunities here.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Looks like we might have a couple people trying to take a wave around as well.
Yeah. So Blake Beacon, he's coming out of the pits. Yeah, so James Foster in that number 9 machine, he's looking to get his lap back. Oh, we got one car peeling off down pit road. That's going to be Brett Bray in that number 6 machine. Alright, so we're going to have Steve Sizemore, Kensley Smith coming to the green flag. Who, at this point, with everybody now seeing or doubled up here, who are you going to watch now?
The entire field. Is that the correct answer?
Hey, that is a very fair answer.
Hey, we still haven't seen the big one, and we just had a caution. You know what they say? Cautious breed caution. So, could be potential for some people to get caught up in some stuff here.
Yeah.
Tell you what, I'll give you my answer after the last lap. How about that?
Yeah, I think you mentioned this guy a little bit earlier, you know. You said that if that second pack were able to catch up, that's going to pretty much bring Stephen Luttrell in that number 36 machine up to the front. And I think that's a really good call for that, you know, with Stephen Luttrell. He's in a very good spot. He's going to be started right behind Steve Sizemore. So he's going to be able to time the restart a lot better than that outside lane of Kensley Smith, you know. So unlike the original restart, you know, these are whenever the leader goes. You know, so it's a lot less easier to time the restart because of that. But, you know, as second place, but as third place, you can pretty much be right there on the back bumper of the race leader. And as soon as you see him jump just a little bit, you're gone too.
There is a fine art to restarting on the outside and being able to get a good start, but you got to kind of hang back a little bit and kind of do a little bit of guesswork as you speed up just a hair coming into the box to give yourself a little bit of advantage. But it's very hard to do without getting yourself a black flag potentially taken off early. Kensley Smith hanging on way back though.
Yeah, he's definitely going to want to try to pull up back with your race leader here. But right now, he's only running side by side here with Stephen Luttrell. As we are back in the restart zone, we are green flag racing here once again. 6 laps to go here for the season opener of the full Send Superspeedway series. As you see, Steve Sizemore.
Yeah, don't look now. They're already 3 wide in the back.
Oh yeah, Steve Sizemore. He went ahead and jumped up in front of Kensley Smith. Let's jump back up here towards the back of the field with just about where Timothy Eisburn is, back at that 14th spot. And now we're back to that double wide racing that we saw at the very beginning of this race. You are coming to 5 laps to go.
41 taking it on the outside.
Yeah, you are coming to 5 laps to go. When do you make your move? And it looks like Robert Morris, you know, he's decided that it's time to go for him, as he will actually gain just a couple of spots.
Yeah, if I'm
here.
in the back. Matt Hitler sending it down the middle, 3 wide. I was about to say, though, if I'm in the back, I'm going to go ahead and start making my move now. If I'm up here in the front, I'll wait until that last lap.
Oh, the 92 sideways. One truck up in the air and upside down. That's going to be the 68 of Ronald Piles, who ended up on his side.
You're perfectly fine. You're fine. You're fine.
Dang it, Ronald, you're giving us broadcasters a bad name, sir. You ain't supposed to. Can't park there. Can't park there at all, sir.
Yeah, let's go back here, take a look and see what happened. He was actually late to the party here. Oh no, why did it jump me to Dana Ryan? I don't know. Hang on. Yeah, so it looked like that 92 machine was looking to go 4 wide and got turned, and that just checked up everybody behind them.
Somebody want to pick them up and
Yes.
Heard me breathing in my mic there. I was trying to pick up the kitten because it can't hop up here itself, apparently.
Yeah, so we take a look here. He was going 3 wide with the 96 machine of Nelson. And then Terry Fennell, he was just there, and then just nothing that Ron Powles could do. That was just a byproduct of Talladega.
Regardless, that is going to put Kinsley Smith up here to the point, and that's going to put Steve Sizemore in second position. So a little bit of the roles are reversed here a little bit. Going to have to see if Sizemore can get a pretty good jump on that outside lane.
Yeah, and I mean, I believe we're possibly going to do this under a natural green-white-checkered. Because we should get the 2 to go this time, I think.
yeah, so you need to get 50 and 50 of each ingredient.
I'm still showing 4 to go on my end.
Alright, yeah, so 3 to go this time.
You're fine.
Yeah, I should.
Yeah, should be a natural green-white-checkered.
I'll let you know here very shortly after they cross the line here.
Did you drink before you passed out?
All right, looks like a natural green, white, checkered.
Yep.
Strawberry martinis.
All right. So your top 10: Kensley Smith, Steve Sizemore, Richie Joplin, Stephen Luttrell, Jonathan Stidham, Ryan Warp, Andrew Teft, Kirby Wainscott, Curtis Secker, and Joe Bonner. But now you also have Matt Mettler in that number 311 machine. You know, we spoke with him earlier. He's hungry for a win here in Racers Elite, and he feels that tonight could be his night, but he's got to come up 10 spots to get there. It's going to be very interesting to see if Matt can do that, just that.
Listen, the only thing Matt's hungry for is to hit that safer barrier bed. And if he wants to prove me otherwise, he can win this race tonight. How about that?
You know we're not going to hear it from Matt now, right? We want to hear the end of it.
If he does win this race, he'll be like, well, I heard it over the comms, so had to go prove a point here.
Absolutely. And, you know, after, you know, when we do go green, you know, he's only going to be sitting, you know, the inside of that 6th row. So he's not in a bad spot whatsoever. You know, he's just got to play it smart, avoid, you know, any incidents in front of him. Other than that, he should be absolutely golden.
Well, the only downside to restarting on the inside here is going to be the fact of, you know, it's harder to move up to the outside versus being on the middle lane and being able to go to the 3rd lane.
Yeah.
Because you're going to have cars all on your inside here. And as they cross the line this time, it should be 2 to go. Not quite sure why we didn't get double fouled up that last time. So probably are going to get pushed into an unnatural green-white-checkered.
Yep, we are going to go on natural green-white-checkered. We're looking to go 1 lap over our distance. Ooh, it's going to get good. And while we're under this caution, I would like to give out a big shout out to Chanel Pottle over with a Speed Zone Race Control. She does an absolute phenomenal job every night here at Racers Elite, and she makes all the right calls when it comes down to it. If you're interested in any Racer Elite apparel, go ahead and use your phone to get that QR code when it comes back up on screen here in just a couple moments. You can get some really awesome apparel with the Racer Elite's name on it. And everybody here that is part of this race, they're going to be in a drawing for a brand new Racer Elite t-shirt as well. AmericaTees.com. Make sure you go check out AmericaTees.com for some amazing apparel over there. I rummaged through their catalog every couple of days because I'm so indecisive. I don't know which one I want to buy. So definitely go take a look at them as well. So a lot of things happening here, sponsorship-wise. We want to thank everybody there. Oh, yeah, and Whiplash SimCams. Thank you, Whiplash, for everything that you guys do, giving us these amazing views. As we are now going to come here out of turn number 4. All right, Dakota. We're coming down to Green-White-Checkered. You know what that means.
Yes. For your outside voice.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Green-White-Checkered right here at Talladega Superspeedway to end round number 1 of the full send Superspeedway series. And Kensley Smith, he gets an incredible jump. Steve Sizemore, he was quick to jump to the inside. And he's going to get right there behind Smith, and he's going to give him one heck of a shove through turns 1 and 2, trying to keep everybody behind them. And that's going to be Richie Joplin and Steven Luttrell in that number 36 machine. On the outside there, he's looking to start making some moves here towards the front. He's got some help out of, I believe that's Ryan Warp in that number 45 machine. As we have a couple drivers now going to stick it up 3 wide. As you see, Sizemore, he's going to take a run on the outside now of Kensley Smith. He's looking for the race lead by getting pushed by Steven Luttrell in that 36. Here they come at turn number 2, down to the tri-oval. And to the white flag this time by, as long as they all can keep it nice and straight here till they see the checkered flag. And there it is. The checkered flag, or the white flag, is up in the air. We are going to stay green as they get a big old mashup behind them, as we are going to come flying here through turns 1 and 2. Steve Sizemore, Steven Luttrell, they are looking for the race win here. But don't look now. Here comes Kensley Smith and Richie Joplin now tandem. Oh, the 15, he gets turned. And that's going to leave everything open for the 2 drivers out front. But here comes Jonathan Stidham. He's looking to go for a run on the outside, not able to do anything with it. Matt Metler in that number 311 machine. He's looking for a good run here as he's got help from the 8 of Curtis Ecker. Not going to have a lot of momentum here on the out of turns 3 and 4. But will Steven Luttrell stay behind Steve Sizemore? No, he's going to make a pass. They're going to go 3 wide here for the race lead. And at the line, it is going to be Steve Sizemore. Matt Metler almost made his way into the top 3 from that 11th spot.
Time to get that meme. Gotta be quicker than that.
Oh, gotta be quicker. What a incredible last 2 laps. What an incredible race all around here. You know, for what the race was, we only had, what, 2-3 cautions?
Yeah, I believe only 2 cautions.
2 cautions,
today.
yeah.
Almost flag to flag, coast to coast there.
Yeah, absolutely. And Steve Sizemore, driver that number 08 machine, he's going to bring home your race win. Jonathan Stidham snuck his way up into that 3rd spot. Steven Luttrell, he came up 18 spots to take home 3rd. Matt Miller almost snuck it home 3rd there, coming to the line. And Curtis Ecker up 21 spots to get P5. So really good day here for Curtis Ecker in that number 8 machine. But we're now taking a look here at that 08 of Steve Sizemore, your race winner here at Talladega for season number 1 of the, season number 5, race number 1 of the Full Send Super Speedway Series. Steve Sizemore, just overall, what an incredible run. let's go ahead and take a look here at our race results. So Steve Sizemore, he comes out, leads 50 laps. Jonathan Stidham, he came home second, and then Steven Luttrell will bring it home third for 8K Motorsports. Fourth, Matt Metler. Fifth, you got Curtis Ecker. Sixth, Jack Kelly. Dwayne Drummond, he was able to come home seventh. Andrew Teft comes home eighth. Joe Bonner, ninth. Ryan Warp, he'll come home 10th there. Joe Bonner's ninth. 11th, Kirby Wainscott. Richie Joplin will bring it home 12th. Kensley Smith will bring it home 13th. Dana Ryan will bring it home 14th. Blake Viken will bring it home 15th. Robert Morris 16th. Steve Castle 17th. Timothy Eisberg will bring it home 18th. James Foster will bring it home 19th. Barry Nelson will bring it home 20th. 21st, you got Trevor Fettig, Ryan Piles, Mike Fudge, Terry Fennell, Brett Bray, Austin Sale, and Aaron Roth will round out your 27 truck field here today. Your hard charger will go to Curtis Ecker, up 21 positions for Chicken Coop Racing. Steve Sizemore, he led the most laps and had the fastest lap of the race. And he was your pole sitter of today. So Steve Sizemore, he pretty much went flag to flag. You know, we had 10 different leaders, 2 cautions. Just overall, what an incredible race here today. And man, before we talk to these drivers, Dakota, what's on your mind for this race?
I mean, very good race. Had, action early. The field got kind of spread out. Had a caution bring us back together there. Some very hard racing on the last lap. Unfortunately, a couple of drivers, took out that were running well all day, but that's just part of the Superspeedway races, part of the territory.
Yeah, definitely. And, overall, they've had a really phenomenal run. And, I mean, these drivers can't complain how everything went today. But without further ado, let's go ahead and talk with our podium drivers, starting off with Steven Luttrell, if we can find him.
I don't believe I've seen him in the Discord. I did check.
All right, so let's go ahead and bring up... Okay, I was making sure. Let's go ahead and bring up second place, Jonathan Stidham, driver of that number 42 machine. John, this is Mike and Dakota up at the booth. Do you got a copy?
Yes, sirs. Gotcha.
Man, John, what an incredible run for you today. Coming up just 3 spots, but you had a pretty strong truck all day. How was the race for you? And, talk us through your day.
Just kind of rode around for the first 55, 60 laps. Didn't really want to get around anybody. Had a nice little thing going with Kirby, Andrew, and I think it was Joplin. We were just all kind of riding around there trying to catch the lead pack. Just taking it easy. And then we got lucky with that last caution because we were literally about 1 lap away from pitting. So, yeah, it's kind of, typical Talladega race.
Yeah, definitely. And, with the second place finish for you here today, what kind of momentum does that bring for the remainder of the season now?
Oh, a ton, considering I wasn't even going to run the Friday night series. I made up my mind this morning at about, 10 a.m. I was like, I'll join it. Why not? We got nothing going on tonight. So it propels us, forward pretty well, especially, Superspeedway translates to Sunday morning. We're at Atlanta, so hopefully we'll have some good luck there too.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've got a lot of exciting stuff coming up for Sunday morning as well. And, can't wait to see how all that goes. But
yeah, it should be fun.
Yeah. Dakota, do you have anything for Jonathan before we let him go?
Yeah. Next week we are going to Daytona with the Gen 4 car, which is the newer style Gen 4 car that I've not seen run a lot. How confident are you going into that car?
Is it '08 Daytona or is it the new Daytona?
I believe it's the new.
I believe it's new Daytona. I
The
don't
new.
see
Okay,
08
good.
Daytona.
Okay, good. Because it was the '08 where it's a bumpy mess. It's going to be cars everywhere. Pretty confident. I love that car. Just just hang on. Andrew is talking in the thing. I couldn't hear myself think. Uh, just we're gonna try and make as best we can. I like that car. I like that track. So we've been running Daytona for the last 2 weeks. So it should be pretty easy going.
Fair enough. And then, is there anyone you want to shout or thank out? Any sponsors you want to thank?
Yeah, I want to thank my teammates, Rob Morse and James Foster, Cam Foster. I want to thank Runover Racing and AmericaTees.com. Make sure you go get yourself a T-shirt for 10% off. Use promo code Runover. And check out the stream we did tonight on Runover Racing's YouTube. We did a triple screen, all three end cars of all of our trucks and the Runover race. I mean, and the Racers Elite broadcast on top. It looked pretty cool. Put a lot of effort into it, and it turned out sweet. So make sure you check that out after. Go subscribe to the channel, please.
Yeah, definitely.
Shameless
Or
plugs.
I'll definitely check it out for you. You said it's Run Over Racing.
Yeah, it's just Runover Racing YouTube. YouTube at Runover Racing. Yep. We did all three of our in cars, and then we had your stream. Just it was muted on top of ours.
Well, I'll do that right now for you, sir.
Well, sweet. I appreciate you guys.
All right,
Okay,
ladies and
okay.
gentlemen, your runner up today, Jonathan Stidham, in that number 42 machine. We'll see you next week.
Yep. See you guys.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's bring up your race winner, driver of that number 08 machine, Steve Sizemore. Steve, it's Mike Dakota up in the booth. Do you got a copy?
I got you, brother.
Steve, what an incredible day for you. You started on the pole, led the most laps, had the fastest lap, came out on top. I believe you maximized your points for today completely. So, out of all the max points that you could have possibly gotten, you maxed it all out. How does that propel you for the remainder of the season? And what does it mean to you to come here in the season opener and win it?
What invisible bike are you working on?
Honestly, it means a lot, man. I've been close a bunch of times. Just fell short a little bit here and there. But to get max points, that's huge first race. And it was just a good race overall. I had all good pit stops throughout the whole race. Yeah, and then there at the end, I knew I had to get down and behind Kinsley. It was close. It was tight. But I think that was the move of the race right there. I didn't expect the caution to come out. So I knew it was going to get hairy at the end.
Yeah, that we almost went flag to flag, no cautions here today, and unfortunately we did have an issue there on the exit of turn 2, and driver did get spun. So all around, the racing today was probably the best I have seen from you guys, and I'm so super excited for the remainder of this season. Dakota, do you have any questions for your race winner before we let him go today?
Yeah, Steve, I'm gonna ask you the same thing I asked the second place finisher. How confident are you going into next week with it being the Gen 4 car?
What track is that? Is it Atlanta?
Daytona.
Daytona. I'm about comfortable in all the cars. I know with the Gen 4 car, I believe I raced it the other day. It seemed to be a little bit aero loose coming off the corners when it was unloading. But with these super, super speedway tracks, it's just being in the right place at the right time and hopefully having somebody that can help push you to the finish.
I've heard that the nose of these cars are very easy to spin off of, especially with it getting a little air loose on top of that. So, you got anything to say about that?
No, I don't have a whole lot to say about it. I haven't ran a whole lot of them on those super
Fair
speedways,
enough.
but I think I heard, different manufacturers weren't lining up well or something. Last I heard about them.
Fair enough. Is there any sponsors or anyone you want to thank or shout out, sir?
No, just you guys for putting it on, Andrew for all he does. I get a lot of family that comes in here and watches it and supports me in it, and so just want to thank them. And here we go for next Friday. Let's do it again.
Yes, sir. Well, good for you today. You was able to get the win, and hopefully your friend's friend was able to watch that live or be able to go back and check it out later. And congratulations, and we'll see you next week.
All right, buddy. Thank you.
Yep.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that will be your race winner, Steve Sizemore. Dakota, just all around, what an incredible race. I have absolutely no complaints about it. We saw some really good wheel to wheel racing, and we got almost all the way to the checkered flag without a caution. So, really great racing. Is there anything final words that you would like to say before we close out today?
No, sir. I agree with you. Pretty good race today. Had a little bit of battle of attrition. That caution kind of saved a couple people there, I would say, but. Uh, some good aggressive driving there at the end, that which we love to see at these super speedway type of races. But other than that, that'll be it, man.
Absolutely. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So that's going to do it for us right here at Talladega Super Speedway on Racers Elite Network, powered by iRacing. If you guys like what you saw and would like to continue to see some amazing racing, just go ahead and make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that bell to get all notifications when we do go live. If you're interested in some apparel for Racers Elite, go ahead and scan that QR code. That's going to pop up here on your screen in just a moment. And you guys could go check out some Racer Elite apparel. We want to thank AmericaTees.com for sponsoring here today. There's that code up top for you guys. Also, we would like to give a shout out to Whiplash SimCams. Thank you for giving us all our abilities to give these viewers the amazing views that they see. And Speed Zone Race Control. Chanel, once again, you did a phenomenal job as Race Control. Pretty easy day for you. We want to thank you so much for everything that you do. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, no matter what you do in life, you have fun doing it. If it's not fun, ladies and gentlemen, you go and make it fun. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, you have yourself a beautiful time zone.